Black Science TV 111, Osei Kufuor. I'm back at y'all again. I got some news for y'all. Did y'all know? Well, first of all, before I start this video, I'm going to let you know that I did not create this video to be racist. I can't be racist because I did not create racism. Hate is something that is the soul of racism. So I wasn't the first person to hate when it comes to the anatomy of racism. So without further ado, I've run across some information pertaining to our DNA as so-called Africans. Don't you know that Africans have a 9-series DNA? Go ahead and write it down. It's called 9-series DNA. Now, what is 9-series DNA? 9-series DNA is a DNA that scientists cannot understand or decode inside of the African people. When they look into this DNA spectrum, they are not able to see or find the loops that complete the turnaround of the genetic makeup. Because loops and genetic makeup, when they are finalized, let you know that that culture is inferior. But they could not find the completed loops in our genetic structure, meaning that we have been the most evolved people beyond a million-year span, meaning that we've been here more than a million years. I mean, I've been knowing that because anthropologists, and you can look it up, Mary Leakey and Professor Leakey have found bones 3.2 million years old. As they call it, the oldest bones in history of an African person. But when you look up Klerksdorp, right, you have archaeologists who found Klerksdorp, Klerksdorps. These are round metallic products or symbols that they found, I think, in South Africa that are billions of years old, older than almost the earth. So if we are older than the earth, that confirms my so-called hypothesis or theory that we are not from here. That means that something or some type of species of our ancestors have been coming back and forth to this earth for billions of years. And they say that in the school of theology that Adam and Eve is 6,000 years old. 6,000? Oh, that's a baby age. 6,000? So if the first being that God created, this so-called God created, was 6,000 years ago, and if you Christians don't believe me, ask the theologians, they'll tell you that Adam and Eve is 6,000 years old. So if Adam and Eve were the first beings that God created, this God created, and they were only 6,000 years old, how do we explain the radiocarbon dating of archaeological evidence of archaeologists in the diaspora of South Africa of Klerksdorps, metallic objects that are over billions of years old? How do you explain that? Chronologically speaking, it don't add up. Everything I'm saying in this video, I want y'all to look it up. Klerksdorps, metallic objects found in South Africa with grooves and carbons in it that wasn't done by way of settlements or settlements into the earth. It had to have been done by some type of intellectual being. Billions of years old. And I don't want to get off the subject, but we have a 9-series DNA. Look up 9-series DNA. We are the only culture on this earth with a 9-series DNA. Europeans have a 6-series DNA, which means that their genetic loops are completed, meaning it's cut off from being able to go higher into the intellectual spectrum. And this is why the sun cannot communicate with them, because they repel the intellect of the information that travel through the light by way of photosynthesis. that we call vitamin D. The stuff that we call vitamin D. So they call intellect an alphabet and make you think that this is just some substance that you need in your body. These are spirits that travel through the light of the sun, which is magnetism. See, electricity is magnetism. Electricity is also consciousness. There are stories of people who get hit by lightning and come out of comas that actually survive being hit by lightning, and they have different personalities. Oh yeah, we have spirits and energies traveling all around us. If the physical body fit, that's what they gravitate toward. So what is this 9-series DNA that we have in us? Ooh, let me break this down. This 9-series DNA has a lot to do with the conscious community called 9-ether. Look that up, 9-ether. Ether is E-T-H-E-R for the people who are not familiar with what ether is. Because ether is the force that creates all elements. Ether is that light or that astral light in the horizon where all souls wait until they find a body that is suitable for their karma. What do I mean by that? It means that for those who live savage lives, they go into that astral light and they come back to a body that fits the life that they lived in their past life. So if you were savage, you'll come back in a body that may be handicapped. You may come back through a person that might get rid of you at birth, or who might just go into a clinic and abort you. That's the karma. A person who had intellect, such as spiritual beings, who done the work while they were here, didn't play around, didn't eat food that was suppressing their biochemical structure, will come back into a body that karma will give them based on how they treated their body in this life. This may seem far-fetched to many people who watch this, but when you study theosophy, if you go into the theosophical teachings, H.P. Blavatsky, things of that nature, it breaks it down more to its lowest common denominator. But this 9-series DNA gives our DNA strings that attach to different stars and planets. And when them planets start to vibrate, our DNA starts to vibrate. And the only thing that can keep our DNA from vibrating into its full fruition of manifestation is a virus-like intellect. That's what I said. They will need a virus to attack the thing that is initiating the vibration of the strands in our DNA. We are true scientists and mathematicians. So when you send your children to the school, they make sure that they make it boring for them because they know who your children are. They know what they're connected to. They know what they're connected to. They know what energies that they connect to during certain ceremonial events, such as full moons, right? Blood moons, eclipse. Oh yeah, when the eclipse occurs, there's certain things in your brain that go off. And the eclipse consists of a magnetic system of downloads. When you look at it, you have cells in your eyes. And if you have a certain type of carbon in your body or in your eyes, or that 9-series DNA, and you look at that, you get the downloads. That's why they tell you don't look at it. They tell you go blind. But they tell you not to look at it because they know what your eyes are capable of downloading into your genetic structure. Black Science TV 111, Osei Kufuor, I'm out. Peace.